You thought love would be enough. You stood there on that wedding day. Your heart was full. Your eyes were bright with hope. You believed the promise that this person, this one person, would make life easier, happier, warmer. You believed marriage would complete something inside you. But then real life happened. Bills arrived. Stress grew. Misunderstandings appeared out of nowhere. Words were spoken that you never planned to say. And suddenly you looked at the person you once called your answered prayer, and wondered, what happened to us? Many couples never say those words out loud, but they feel them, quietly, deeply, because somewhere along the way, people started believing the wrong secret about marriage. The world says the secret to a happy marriage is compatibility. Find someone who likes what you like, someone who laughs at the same jokes, someone who enjoys the same movies, someone who agrees with your opinions. But compatibility does not carry a marriage through storms. The world says the secret is romance. Flowers, date nights, sweet messages. Romance is beautiful, but romance alone cannot carry two imperfect people for 40 years. The world says the secret is finding the right person. If you marry the right person, life will be easy. But here is the truth many couples discover too late. There is no perfect person. And there is no marriage without friction. Two lives are being joined. Two histories. Two personalities. Two wounded hearts that God is still healing. So if the secret to a happy marriage is not compatibility, not romance, not finding the perfect person, then what is it? The real secret to a happy marriage is something most people avoid. And it is the very thing God designed marriage to teach you. Dying to yourself, not dying to your personality, not losing your voice, not becoming invisible, but laying down the constant demand to always be right, to always win, to always have your way. Marriage reveals something most people never notice while they are single. It reveals the depth of your selfishness. That is uncomfortable to hear, but it is deeply true. Before marriage, you can organize your life around yourself, your schedule, your preferences, your emotions, but marriage introduces another heart into your daily life, another perspective, another set of needs, and suddenly the habits you never noticed become obvious. Impatience, pride, control. Marriage shines a light on them, and that light can either break the relationship or refine it. Because Christian marriage was never designed to just make you happy. It was designed to make you holy. That idea changes everything. When you enter marriage believing your spouse exists to fulfill you, disappointment is guaranteed. But when you enter marriage understanding that God will use your spouse to shape you, your entire perspective shifts. Your spouse becomes part of God's work in your life. Even when they frustrate you. Even when they misunderstand you. Even when they fall short. Because something powerful happens when two believers stop asking, how can I get what I need? And start asking, how can I serve you better? That question is where transformation begins. The world trains you to protect yourself. Guard your pride. Guard your independence. Guard your desires. But Christ teaches something radically different. Christ teaches surrender. Jesus did not demand his rights. He laid them down. He did not insist on being served. He chose to serve. And Christian marriage is meant to reflect that love. A love that gives. A love that sacrifices. A love that stays even when emotions fluctuate. Because feelings change. Every married person eventually learns the truth. The butterflies fade. The excitement softens. Life becomes routine. And if a marriage is built only on emotional highs, it begins to feel empty. But a marriage built on commitment becomes stronger with time. Because commitment is deeper than emotion. Commitment says something powerful. It says, I choose you today. Not because today feels magical, but because love is a decision I will keep making. And every time you choose patience instead of anger, you strengthen your marriage. Every time you listen instead of interrupting, you strengthen your marriage. Every time you forgive instead of keeping score, you strengthen your marriage. Small decisions shape lifelong relationships. But here is another truth most people misunderstand. A happy marriage is not built by two perfect people. It is built by two people who know how to repair what breaks. Every marriage experiences conflict. Every marriage experiences moments of distance. But the healthiest couples learn something critical. They repair quickly. They apologize sincerely. They humble themselves before resentment has time to grow. Pride is poison to marriage. It whispers dangerous lies. You should not have to apologize. They should come to you first. You deserve better. But humility speaks a different language. Humility says, I value this relationship more than my pride. And humility has incredible power. It softens hearts. It opens conversations. It invites healing. Sometimes the strongest words in a marriage are not romantic. They are simple. I was wrong. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Those words break walls that arguments cannot. But there is another secret that separates struggling marriages from thriving ones. They pray together, not occasionally, not only when crisis appears, but consistently. Prayer does something profound. It reminds you that your marriage is not just a partnership between two people. It is a covenant before God. When couples pray together, something shifts in the atmosphere of the home. Walls begin to fall, hearts soften, perspective returns. It becomes very difficult to stay bitter towards someone you are praying for. Prayer changes the focus. Instead of trying to control your spouse, you begin inviting God to transform both of you. And that is where real growth happens. Because the truth is, you will disappoint each other. You will say things you regret. You will misunderstand each other. But grace is the oxygen of a lasting marriage. Grace allows space for growth. Grace remembers that your spouse is still becoming who God designed them to be. Just like you are. And grace refuses to define a person by their worst moment. Think about that. God does not treat you according to your worst moment. He treats you according to His mercy. Christian marriage invites you to extend that same mercy. Not because your spouse always deserves it, but because grace transforms people. And many marriages fail not because love disappears, but because grace disappears. The relationship becomes a courtroom. Evidence is collected. Mistakes are recorded. Old wounds are reopened again and again. But love does not thrive in a courtroom. Love thrives in an environment of mercy. An environment where both people know they are safe to grow, safe to fail, safe to try again. There is another quiet secret behind joyful marriages. They protect their unity. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every irritation needs to become an argument. Wisdom knows when to pause. Wisdom knows when to give grace. Because unity is fragile, and once constant criticism enters the relationship, joy slowly disappears. Encouragement does something powerful inside a marriage. When you affirm your spouse, you strengthen their confidence. When you notice their effort, you strengthen their motivation. When you speak life, you build emotional safety. Many spouses are starving for appreciation. They are trying, working, carrying responsibilities, and sometimes all they need is a simple sentence. I see what you are doing. I appreciate you. I am thankful for you. Those words may seem small, but they nourish the heart. And nourished hearts love better. But perhaps the most beautiful truth about Christian marriage is this. Your marriage can become stronger with time, not weaker. Many people believe love fades. But that only happens when love is neglected. Love that is nurtured grows deeper, more peaceful, more resilient. Young love is exciting, but mature love is powerful. Mature love knows the story. It remembers the early struggles, the financial stress, the sleepless nights, the tears, the prayers, the victories, the seasons when you almost gave up, but did not. Those shared experiences create a bond that cannot be manufactured. A bond built on faithfulness. And faithfulness is one of the most beautiful qualities in a human being. To look at one person, year after year, and say, I am still here, that kind of loyalty reflects the heart of God. Because God is faithful, even when we fail, even when we drift, even when we struggle, He remains. And Christian marriage is meant to mirror that covenant love. A love that stays, a love that forgives, a love that grows. So if you are married, and things feel difficult right now, do not lose hope. Every strong marriage has walked through hard seasons. Every lasting love story includes moments of doubt. But storms do not destroy marriages that are anchored in Christ. They refine them. They teach patience. They deepen understanding. They remind two imperfect people that they need God. And if you are listening today wondering whether your marriage can recover, the answer may begin with something simple. Choose humility. Choose grace. Choose prayer. Choose to serve instead of demanding to be served. Choose to remember the person you once prayed for. The person you once believed was a miracle. Because somewhere beneath the stress, the misunderstandings, and the noise of life, that person is still there. And the real secret to a happy marriage was never perfection. It was never constant romance. It was never the absence of conflict. The real secret is two people who refuse to stop choosing each other. Two people who keep returning to grace. Two people who allow God to shape their love, day by day, year by year. And that kind of love does not just survive, it becomes something beautiful, something steady, something sacred, a marriage that quietly tells the world, God's design still works, and love, when built on Christ, can last a lifetime.